Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy. We're gonna get straight into our explosive penny stock watch list. So the first stock we're looking at here is Humble on the daily time frame. So today we were down 3.5%, pretty volatile trading session. What I do want to mention is we've had a ton of green days the last couple weeks, so we do expect to see some cool offs in between these runs. And so I'm very excited to see us break past our 50-day SMA. We actually did not get a back test of it today, so I do expect that to happen tomorrow or the following trading session. And at that point, if we can get a curl up and we can get above this point, I do think our 50 will start to curl up and we will start to make moves to the upside. Just remember that until we break past this level of resistance, we are still technically in a downtrend, and so we are getting very close to this point. And so once we break past this, look for Humble to start to make larger moves to the upside. Brian Foote is starting to make a lot more appearances on TV. A lot more people are starting to come in-house to look at the operations. So Humble is doing whatever they can. They're signing deals left and right. And so overall, this is one of those long-term plays that you just buy and hold. You just wait and watch it develop in front of your eyes. It's kind of like a caterpillar developing into a butterfly. And so the caterpillar does all the work. And so at a point, we're going to see the stock so high that people are going to be running in to get in Humble when it's at $10, $15, $20, $30 a share. And right now it's at $1.63. And so if you're holding the stock and you are down on Humble, you need to ask yourself, is this a company that is going to go bankrupt? Is this a company that is going to prosper in the next decade? Is this a company that is going to grow, or is this a company that is going to get crushed? And so if you ask yourself a lot of these questions, it should put your mind at ease, because Humble is a pioneer in a digital asset space that is going to conquer a future digital economy that we slowly progress to. Next stock of the day, we're looking at IGEN on the daily time frame. So IGEN was up 5%, extremely solid day today, and I want to go over why I'm so excited about IGEN right now. So the Form 7 came out yesterday, and the biggest thing that if you guys know about this stock was their pending lawsuit. And so if you kind of just scroll down here, the lawsuit filed against Skyforce and James Kwan for breach of the distributor obligations. A settlement was reached for undisclosed terms. So we don't know what the settlement was, but this is really great news considering that if this settlement was not reached, we were going to go to a trial. So to know that it got settled means very great news. That cloud of uncertainty should be gone from IGEN. On top of that great news that our lawsuit got settled, we also had a PR today that IGEN and T-Mobile for Businesses launches co-branded medallion GPS for light commercial fleet. So I'm very excited about this program. So GPS Medallion Pro is one of the branches of their umbrella business that target fleet owners. And so the fact that we are finally starting to launch this and initiate this service is very exciting, because this is a subscription model. There is an upfront fee for the cost of installation, and then from that point on, you do pay a monthly subscription for their services. And so I'm very excited to see what these revenues generate, especially for a company that is only trading at $10 million. And so if we look at the chart, we have steady accumulation from this point. This is clear divergence on our chart. Penny stock wise, this is probably the best stock to be in right now. I think there is just way too much upside here than downside. I do know that at this point in time, we are getting to a point now where I do believe tomorrow we will get above our 200 and our 50-day SMA. You could just see the insane volume that we had today. And so at that point, I do think we'll finally just cross right back over. But that also means that that would be a double test here on our 200-day SMA. So what I mean by that is at this point in time, you could see we broke past our 200, but we clawed our way right back up. We had a massive run, and now this is going to be our second time that we do this. So this stock is coiling up into a massive monster in my opinion. I believe that IGEN could have a 100% day very soon in the future, just because our accumulation has been going through the roof. We're getting a double back test here on our 200-day SMA with our 50, and overall we have great volume starting to come back into this stock, and people are starting to get aware of this play. And so overall, I do believe we are on the ground floor of a stock that is going to be worth a lot more in the future. Buy IGEN if you have any available funds, because the news just keeps getting better and better here. Next stock of the day, we're looking at WDLF on the daily time frame. So Social Life Network was down 1%. We are starting to find a bottom here. We are starting to get nice support on our 200-day SMA. The last time we got an interaction, you could see we had our price action just fly right back up. And so I do expect our 200 to be a nice little bottom here for WDLF. but I do think we will consolidate in this range for a while. One thing I do want to mention on the monthly time frame, you could just see how clear the buying and selling has been. So there's been monstrous buying, very little selling even during our sell-off. So this actually looks very bullish to me. This is just a solid little cool off. We've been cooling off for about 4 months. We should be ready to make that next leg up. I do think our next leg up will bring us up to about 7 cents, and then from that point we may come back down to around this 3 cents line and then continue again. So it's a pretty strong pattern where you get a run up, cool off, run up, cool off. And so we're setting higher lows. I like the setup here on WDLF. People just need to understand the patience that is involved with a company like Social Life Network. We know the intrinsic valuation is 2.1 billion. We know that this company is trading nowhere near that point. So I do believe at one point in time this stock will be above 25 cents at least, and so you just have to be patient and hold until that point. And so that's kind of where I am. I am down on my position, but I am not worried at all. I do think we are still at very cheap valuations if we're looking at a company in a 2 to 4 year time span. The other day we're looking at SEGI on the 30-minute time frame. So SEGI finally got some life here. We were up 10% today. We are trading well below our 200-day SMA. And so right now with SEGI, if you are still unsure about this play, the best way to play, in my opinion, is to wait for the price action to get above the 50 SMA. If you are a long-term investor and you don't care for tradings, I do think SEGI is in a very great spot to be buying right now. But if you want to get the best bang for your buck in terms of a trade, I would say wait till we break past our 50 SMA for a play. But if you are, again, a long-term investor, right now is a beautiful time to be getting in on a stock below all of its SMAs. Accumulation very steady with the stock, so I do expect SEGI to bounce back in the next couple months. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ALYI on the 30-minute time frame. So ALYI up about 1% today, and same thing here. We've had steady accumulation, really too much divergence, so we are starting to find a base on our 200-day SMA. Same thing with SEGI. For a long-term play, I do think this is a solid time to be buying ALYI. However, if you are looking for a trading opportunity, wait till the price action gets above this 50 SMA, because that is when we will start to see the curl and we could start to see a larger move to the upside. You can see right here, we are starting to get more accumulation right now than distribution. So overall, I am liking ALYI at these prices. On a trade level, we would be waiting till above our 50 SMA. Next stock of the day, we're looking at MJNA on the 30-minute time frame, and so we were up 11% today. Remember the last couple days I've been saying MJNA is not a play until you break this level of resistance, and that might happen very soon. We did close today on top of our 50 SMA, so that was extremely bullish, and this has actually been trading quite picturesque. We've had this uptrend. You could see it kind of just snuggled and curled along this uptrend, and now we had a nice little surge up. We've started to get some accumulation going here. Our volume did pick up today, and so overall I do expect our 50 to curl up. I do expect the price action to stay above our 50, and then eventually after this point MJNA will start to see larger runs up. Just remember that more time passes on, the closer we're going to get to federal legalization or stuff that is related to federal legalization. And so at that point, MJNA is only going to become a better play to hop in. So in my opinion, when you get a stock like this that's getting overreacted to the downside, it is a great opportunity for a long-term opportunity. And so when you're looking at a stock that has had an overreaction on its selling, it has a lot of great catalysts coming up in the future, this seems like a no-brainer of a play, especially during Joe Biden's presidency. Next stock of the day, looking at HYSR on the 30-minute time frame, down 7.5% today. So we actually closed below our 200-day SMA, and so you guys know I'm not a fan of this stock right now, but we are starting to get some accumulation here. People aren't really selling off, so this was an overreaction. I do think if you are in this stock or you are looking to get into the stock for a trade, today would have been a very great day to just get in for a quick little swing play, because people aren't really selling. We still have a steady accumulation, and so this is divergence. I do expect this to correct very shortly. Next stock of the day, we're looking at RDGL here on the 30-minute time frame, and so RDGL down 6.6%. This stock is just a simple, straightforward buy. Buy RDGL. It's very clear what this chart is saying. We are at the highest point of our accumulation that we've ever seen before, and we're only trading at 11 cents. So don't get nitpicky when you're looking at prices, specifically with RDGL, because this is a pharmaceutical play, and specifically with Vivos, the fact that they have an injectable cure that just targets cancer cells at its source has never been done before. The only treatment methods we have are pretty evasive, like your chemotherapies, and so to get a play that is not as invasive, but it can still get the job done. This has a lot of room to run if it gets approved. And so at 11 cents, this is a risk that a lot of people should be willing to take, like myself, because if it does get accepted, I honestly can't tell you how high this thing can go, because this would be a revolutionary type of treatment. And so this is no joke here with RDGL. The radio gel is going to be a beast if it gets approved. Their ISOPET has already been shown to show treatments and recovery with animals. So don't sleep on this stock, because I know that this thing is a monster. Remember, it ran up from 2 cents to about 30 cents on a pre-anticipatory run for the FDA. So nothing happened, but in anticipation of that run, we went up that much. And so again, don't sleep on this. The more days that pass, the better they're going to get with their technology, and they're going to make the right adjustments. So overall today, even though we were down, I think RDGL is in a very nice spot to be buying. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ACDC on the 30-minute time frame. So we're down about 2% today. We are still not getting any back tests of our 200-day SMA. Our accumulation is starting to dip down a little bit, so we are starting to see some distribution. In terms of a long position, if you can get ACDC on its 200, that would be a great thing for a long-term hold. Same thing if you're looking for a trade setup on ACDC, you want to wait till the price gets above the 50. But if you are in this for the long term, for the next 5-10 years, then there's no reason you should not be buying at these levels for ACDC. Next stock of the day, we're looking at STAF on the 30-minute time frame. So STAF down about 1% today, and we are getting very close to exceeding our 50 SMA. And so that's that moment I am waiting for personally on STAF, because I believe once we break past this level of our 50, the next stop here would be our 100-day SMA, and so that's at 80 cents. Ton of room to the upside, very strong call options play in my opinion. We could start to see from our bottom right here, we've had more accumulation than distribution. So overall, I like STAF. Also, as a reopening play, people are starting to get back to work. STAF is going to be needed, and I do think that is where they'll get a little recovery bounce once the economy starts to open up. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SNDL on the 30-minute time frame. So SNDL has been having a very volatile time. I do want to mention there is slight divergence on our chart right here, meaning that we've seen more distribution than actual accumulation on SNDL, meaning that at this point right here, you would assume that if I was just looking at our accumulation, that our price would be going down. However, our price has been going up, so this is divergence in the wrong direction, meaning that there is more opportunity to the downside if people decide to short this stock. However, since a lot of these meme stocks are running, a lot of stocks are starting to squeeze. SNDL is a strong momentum play, so as long as it's going up, people are going to be buying. But just remember to look at your distribution to see exactly where this one is going to be in the medium term. Overall, people look like they're selling rather than buying SNDL in the medium term. There you guys have it. That was a quick little update on our explosive penny stock watch list. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.